I would find settings under my BuildIt tab. When I jump into settings, I want to be able to get my program launched before I actually start building on my pages. So I want to set up some of the functionality and some of the framework for what I'm going to be working with. So I'm going to decide that I do want to have my page numbering on. So automatic page numbering is now made available. It's enabled. I also want to set the distance from the bottom being where I want my page numbers to show. So in this case, I have it set to 2 picas, but perhaps I wanted it to be higher up. I want it 5 picas or 4.5 picas. I could certainly do so. I would also set my distance from the side. So in this case, it's currently 2p6, so 2.5 picas. I would select my fonts from the option of fonts that I have selected over here, which we'll jump into in just a moment. I would also want to set my font size. I currently have it at 20 points, which is the largest font size you'll find for page numbering. And then font style, depending on the font, I may want regular, or on some fonts, they will have, as you can tell, regular and bold, or regular, bold, and italicized. And then I can set my font color. And in this case, I just want my font colors to be black. But if I use my Friesens color guide, I can go in and actually change these to be perhaps a more of a blue setting, or perhaps more of a yellow, or depending on what I'm looking for in my book. Once I have that all done, I click Save. When I click Save, again, as you've probably become accustomed to, the little green box appears and says, all right, let's just wait until this is done, and then the save has been successful. I want to be able to jump in and add custom colors. As we look at the custom colors palette, you'll notice that there's a number of colors here in my color board or my color palette. That's simply because this is my demo account. Typically, you would want to stick with usually 3 to 5 colors. That 3 to 5 rule is also fairly important, in my opinion, when it comes to your fonts. So typically, you want 3 to 5 colors for your yearbook design and 3 to 5 fonts for your yearbook design. If you have too many fonts, it can be a little bit difficult to read. If you have too many colors, it can be a little difficult to look at. It almost looks like a clown has thrown paint all over your page. But as you'll notice here, I actually have 20 fonts selected and I have 10 colors selected. Again, that's simply because it's my demo account. So I do have the ability here in my font selection to check off fonts, and I can remove fonts by deselecting. And as I do each one of them, it will say font save successfully. So if I do or don't want a font, I would simply just select it here. But perhaps I wanted to look at fonts that were only headlines. So I would select headline fonts. Now it's showing me only fonts that are headlines, and it also shows me their styles, so regular or bold or regular and italicized. I can opt to choose for perhaps only body copy fonts, and again, it will show me which fonts are body copies. And as I do it here in my font options, it also shows me the body copy fonts in my selected fonts. So as I'm making the adjustment, I'm going to select here all categories. And again, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog to show you what each letter in the alphabet is going to look like using that font size. And as always, I have my little help button down in the bottom right corner. I do have the ability to import colors from a previous year's yearbook. And again, this is where I jump in to add colors. With these colors, I can delete or I can edit. So if I wanted to edit, and perhaps I wanted this to be not quite having as much yellow in it as it does, and maybe I want to change it to perhaps a little less yellow, I can certainly do so, and it will make that change for me, and then I click Save. I'm not going to actually save that here. I can work with either picas or with inches for measurement units. The typical default is picas. I find most of my schools work with picas, really depending on what your preference is. So here is our Friesens uploaded QR code. You can download this, or you can actually right-click Save As or Copy Image, depending on what your functionality is that you want to do with it. This QR code is designed to be used with your Friesens uploaded app. When a user has downloaded the Friesens uploaded app for either iOS or Android phones, they will need to input the project number. So they can either input the project number by typing in this 6-digit number up here, or they can use the app to scan this QR code, and they will automatically be set onto your project, your yearbook project. So as they upload photos, it comes right into your public uploads folder or category in your library.